only going to do the Yiddish. We're
Right.
not going to do the English.
Right.
All right?
Wait a minute.
Come on.
Hanukkah is Freylech?
Yes.
We're only going to do the Yiddish?
The Yiddish, that's right.
Okay,
We'll do it
okay.
just once in Yiddish, no English. No English.
Right, right.
Okay.
Number 3, 8 little candles.
Okay.
The idea of Yiddish music and Yiddish choral groups pervades the entire country. To keep alive the Yiddish language and to keep alive the folk music, which is considered to be very beautiful and very precious to the Jewish community.
This week, listen to me. This week you must study the words. You must study the words.
I think it's a very rich language, a very important language, and what I can do, I will do, not to let it go by the wayside.
Say the words with me, everybody. Just say the words, don't sing. Just say the words. I want to hear it.
Hanukkah is Freylech, Hanukkah is shaky. Hanukkah is Yontif for Grois und for Klein.
Now, Hanukkah is Yontif for Grois und for Klein. Yeah, that's it.
Hanukkah is Yontif for
Hanukkah is Freylech.
Hanukkah is shaky.
Hanukkah is Yontif for Grois und for Klein.
A Hanukkah lamp
Mit liefdelijk af. Zingt men de lieflijk vanaf, nog vanaf. Lieflijk van dreidel en Hanukkah geld. Dit is Yontif bij je.
No, listen to me. Where is that thing? It's Jan. No, where is that? Lieflijk und dreidel und Hanukkah geld. Says, you see, you don't wait. Get that? Says Jan, this by him. Okay, let's say it. Lieflijk und dreidel und Hanukkah geld. Says Jan, this him. Okay, let's hear it. And
Lieflijk und dreidel und Hanukkah geld. Dit is Yontif bij je. Ooit der ganze Welt. Hanukkah is Yontif bij je.
You sag down there. Hanukkah is Yontif by Yidden durch der Welt.
I think it goes
People
very,
were confused with the last two lines,
No.
and that's why there was a hesitation.
How is that?
it goes very low. That's the problem for
That's
me.
one
Or
problem,
does.
right. One problem is it goes low.
goes very
Another
low.
problem is that you're not saying the words right.
Yes, we
And
are.
the third problem is you're a little bit afraid of it.
I am not.
No, okay. Helen is.
Helen is not afraid.
Helen's not afraid, everybody else is.
Okay, once more.
I
I
think
want
I'll go
another
up.
one, I want one.
I don't have any more.
I want it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm going to go up on that.
We're going to do it again. Your attention.
Yes.
Okay.
She is getting me a different
I'm not
one.
getting you because I have no copies here.
We're supposed to
Sorry.
be singing. The conductor has his hand up. You can read mine. Hanukkah is Freylech, Hanukkah is shaky. Hanukkah is Yontif for Grois und for Klein. A Hanukkah lamp mit liefdelijk af. Zingt men de lieflijk vanaf, nog vanaf. Lieflijk en dreidel en Hanukkah geld. Zit Yontif bij Yidden, nooit der ganze Welt. Hanukkah is Yontif bij Yidden, durch der Welt.
Good. I understood every word you said.
Yeah, because you know the
was great.
song.
Huh?
Because you know the song.
Oh, come on.
I am Sal Joseph.
Give me one of those. I want one of those.
I'm a musician I'm retired. I'm a retired musician. That was my profession. Most of my professional life I spent in San Francisco at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. During that time, I've practiced my trade in many different ways. I was an organist, and so I played organ. I was a regular organist in a church and in a synagogue both at the same time as I was teaching at the conservatory. I acquired the job of being a conductor at one point when I became the conductor of the Doctor's Symphony, which was in San Francisco. I did some choir work when I was an organist. And no, with me, the conducting has always been a sideline. I sort of walked into it whenever an opportunity seemed to present itself, and I was approached to take over this little chorus, and also the one in San Francisco for a while. So that's it. I started with this little group. I started back in 1980 or 81. And we've been in existence. When we began, we were a much larger group than we are now. We were about 20 people, and a fair mixture of men and women. Through the years, people have died, have left the chorus for various reasons, and so we're reduced to a small group. Actually, the idea of Yiddish music and Yiddish choral groups pervades the entire country. In New York, for example, they have a large Yiddish folk chorus. Chicago, Los Angeles, they're all struggling right now, but at one time they were very well received and very prominent and very thriving in the community. The thing that I'm interested in primarily right now, the thing that attracts me right now, is keeping alive the Yiddish language. And the fact that the people do that, and they love it, and they love the music. I think the Yiddish music, the Jewish music is beautiful. You may think to yourself, what kind of Jewish music? What's there in Jewish? There is no real Jewish music. There's just a Jewish feeling, you see? A Yiddishkeit, and you feel that. And that's the thing. Many of the songs are not even Jewish in origin. You know, for example, a song like Mao's Sur, that's really a German marching song of some sort. You see, the Jews take it over and put their little extra touch to it.
Is a wonderful musician, and by the way, he's a concert pianist as well as being a director. It's a joy to work with such a good musician, and he does all our arrangements as well as picking out our music and that sort of thing. It's wonderful to work with people who know and love music, and it's wonderful to work with people who know and love the Yiddish language.
You want my name? It's Hilda Creek, and I've been a member of the chorus since it started because I'm interested in preserving the Yiddish language and the Yiddish songs. And I'm very fond of Sal Joseph. I've known him since he was in San Francisco as a chorus leader, and I was terribly happy when Rose came on as our pianist. And I don't have a great voice. I have a great interest in the chorus itself. And that's about it, really.
I've been coming every Mondays, and we rehearse, and I really enjoy it. I don't know that I'm really learning the language, but it's reminiscent to me of when I was a kid, and I kind of like that feeling. And somehow or other, as you get older, you go back to your roots.
Strength not bad, not bad.
Sing
I was born and raised in Montreal, a large family. We all spoke Yiddish. I married a man from Vilna who is definitely geared towards Yiddish. And I think it's a very rich language, a very important language. And what I can do, I will do, not to let it go by the wayside. That's the way I feel.
Die liegt versprennen Freylech, sing ihr Kitzer und erzähle mit a Stolz und wahrem Kohl.
Some people claim that it's the language of their childhood and they don't understand it anymore, and yet if you go to the Yiddish Film Festival or the Pacific Archives or anything else that's presented in Yiddish, you will find a long line of people waiting to get in. So somehow the feeling of some of the Jews in Europe has kind of been carried through, where they feel it's a minus by saying that you can speak and understand Yiddish.
Tell me, where did Yiddish what does Yiddish derive from?
It's kind of a conglomeration, and of course it does have a Germanic influence in Europe, and it's what is called the language of the everyday people. And that was their means of communication throughout Europe. Our chorus has dwindled somewhat for different reasons, but as long as it exists, I'll be here. It's the love of my life. It's the love of my life. Yeah. Yeah. And right.
Tendency to push them into here.
Well, I was listening to her. No.
The Jewish language has suffered a great decline in America. It's, of course, in Europe, it's suffered the onslaught of the Holocaust. A whole Jewish life and a whole Jewish community has been destroyed with the language. But I would say that in this country there is an attempt to revive the language. You'll find that wherever you go, there are little groups of enclaves of Jewish Yiddish-speaking groups like that. And though it's laborious and it's difficult, and we've lost a great deal of the culture, which will probably never be recovered, because the people who lived that life are gone. I happen to be reading right now an interesting book in English by a writer, Maurice Samuel is his name. And the book I'm reading is called The Prince of the Ghetto. And he's talking about the life and the works of Peretz. And he points out himself as a person who's come to Yiddish secondhand. He says he can never have the feeling of the authentic Yiddishist who grew up with it, but he's come to it that way. That's the way I feel. I've come to it secondhand, maybe thirdhand. You see, I'll never. You see, and many of us are that way. We'll never have the real essence of the language, but we keep it alive as best we can.
It's wonderful to work with people who know and love music, and it's wonderful to work with people who know and love the Yiddish language, which I do not. When I talk about the chorus and my involvement in it, I get, well, very often amazement. So many people don't know there is such a thing as a Yiddish chorus. And very often people are eager to hear it, and we should sing publicly more, because it's something that you just don't hear ordinarily. the public, the people I speak with, seem very enthused about the whole idea. There's a great deal of interest in Yiddish, more and more, I think, as time goes by.
I don't agree that the Yiddish language is on its way out. It's unfortunate and it's a shame that my children do not know Yiddish. But Yiddish is being taught at the university here. It's taught at Hillel. It's taught at various places, and people are studying Yiddish and learning how rich a language it is, and that's all I can hope. I can hope it continues. I want to say again how much the Yiddish language means to me, and I'm not the only person to whom it means a great deal. It means a great deal to a lot of people.
Sing us a line from
the chorus is tumbala la tumbala 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 laika tumbala 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 la spiel bala
Es hat mir sehr eine Sache gefallen, als zu reden ein bisschen in Yiddish, zu hören ein Yiddish word. That means to hear a Jewish word. That was nice.